We're going to demonstrate how simple it is to run another foundation. This time we're going to look at the Bollinger Band Reversion. So because I've opened the Bollinger Band Reversion Foundation before, it's listed here to the right. Simply click here. We're loading the data. And then by default, we're only loading the past 10 days worth of data. So we have our Bollinger Bands. We can see we have our ADX loaded. We have our volatility, our liquidity models, and we can move this up. Let's make this, increase the range here, and let's bring up our studies. So there's our ADX. We have our machine learning models for our dynamic risk management, volatility filtering, and institutional flow as well. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So then we have this loaded. And then now we just simply, let's change this to move. We just simply click on chart, scroll down to replay chart. That will populate our control panel. And we're going to click play, clear all trade data for symbol and account. And we can see we're in the SIM12 account. And by clicking this, it's going to remove all of the prior trades. So if you were running a back test in the past using this particular account, it's going to remove any trades associated with this account and the symbol that we're currently going to demonstrate. And we're looking at the E-mini S&P 500. So then we can simply click trade and scroll down to trade activity log. That will then populate this trade activity log, and we can see our query counter is at 0, which is what we want before beginning our back test, because this just lets us know if the system is still processing some data. Once this value is at 0, then we're ready to begin our back test. So then we can see that the values are all zeros here, just to check all of our statistics. And we can just move this to the side and we can start our back test. So we simply grab our control panel and click play. And let's go back, pause for 1 second, and we're going to look at our actual settings. So we just right click, go to studies, and then we can change our settings. So we can change our Bollinger Band. So we can change this. Let's change this to maybe the last price, and we want to look back over, let's say, the last 3 bars, and we want 3 standard deviations. And then let's change our ADX here. Let's change this to 10. Okay, and then we can go into our foundation here, our Bollinger Band Reversion, and we see we have a lot of different settings built into our foundation that encapsulates our core signal. So we're using the ADX as our dynamic exiting type, but we could also use a holding period. We'll stick with the ADX. The threshold we'll leave at 25. So if it drops beneath 25, we'll dynamically exit, and we are going to use dynamic risk management. We won't use institutional flow or volatility filtering for this example. Our volatility models power our dynamic risk management. So the models are constantly being updated in real time. The model is making forecast for volatility, as are our liquidity models making forecasts for liquidity, allowing us to be able to detect institutional flow and shifts in different regimes. So then we're going to this looks okay for the test. Let's change our max give back trigger to 500, and the maximum that we are willing to give back is 400. And then we're going to actually use a trailing stop here. And we'll go with this. Now we can see we get a lot of different signals, and we also want to make sure that we disconnect from the trading feed, the data feed. So we're disconnected here, and let's play. And we can see we get some. Let's move our control panel. So we can see we were stopped out on this day. But again, we can see that it's literally very simple to get up and running and begin experimenting. You have access to all of the our machine learning models, our core machine learning models, and our volatility and liquidity models, dynamic risk management, and we can take a quick look back at all of the different features, the risk and trade management features built in directly into the foundation to increase your likelihood of identifying a profitable signal and then putting you in a position to where you only have to think about experimenting and coming up with a good trading idea and testing that idea.